I am Ardita Gusho, head of the architecture department at Kontakt company. In 2019, we started the construction of the Mangalem 21 residential complex, designed by the Dutch Studio OMA. In 2022, we started the construction of project Kaimi, which is the second phase of this complex. And now we are working on the third phase of the project called Kadiu, all as an integral part of Mangalem 21 complex. This project is designed by the Kontakt Architecture studio after a long experience of cooperation with OMA for the Mangalem 21 project, where Kontakt architects were the local part of this project. The Kadiu project is located in the eastern part of Mangalem 21 on Pasho Hysa street, 15 minutes from the city center and 5 minutes from the ring road. When Kontakt started the first development, this area had an informal character with communist and post-communist buildings built randomly and without urban development plans. With this new trend of the architectural and building style, now after 5 years, this area has turned into one of the most favorite neighborhoods in Tirana, thus giving another perspective to the social and the economic development of the entire area. In terms of the volumes for this project, what we have proposed is that almost 1/3 of the volumes preserve the concept of Mangalem 21 with structures in form of cluster blocks or checkerboard pattern and achieving an organic and normal closure of the first development. While 2/3 of the volumes, they are individual linear objects oriented north-south, which sit very well with the existing Mangalem 21 development, with the second phase of Kaimi as well as with the surrounding neighborhood. The site has a difference of 21 meters from the highest point to the lowest, or translated in the height of 7 floors. The placement of the objects on the ground is done in such a way that the air corridors and the visual corridors between the objects are respected to the maximum, as well as the free view on the penetration of natural light. Although moderate intensity is achieved due to the building placement and their height, 70% of the site remains free and with recreative spaces. The internal organization of the layouts is designed with rational apartments, where two main types dominate. One-bedroom apartments that vary from 45 up to 60 square meter, and two-bedroom apartments which vary from 75 up to 90 square meter. With this program, we have managed to meet every request that exists today in Tirana in the real estate market, and every family or individual can choose an apartment in this complex. Also, the flexible scheme of using a modular unit of 50 square meter means that any personalized request, any customized request can be realized, and thus the apartments are rational but also comfortable and livable. Finally, what I want to say has to do with the facades or the external aesthetic solution of the complex. Throughout Kontakt's 25 years of experience in the construction industry of residential buildings, an important principle in architecture, which he constantly asks the architects he works, is the principle that form follows function. Respecting the very rigorous housing typology, respecting the initial concept of the OMA studio for Mangalem 21 complex, respecting the existing urban context for this project, rational facades have been proposed, with large windows in form of a square that allow sunlight, clean air, and the free view to the maximum offered by the Mediterranean climate of Albania. The white color was used on the facade to respect the neighboring urban context, as well as the white perimeter of the facades of Mangalem 21, but it also mixed with a touch of different colors, where the windows and their frames have a unique color for each object. Today, a man spends most of his time in activities outside the home. Also, the man today is always in search and in need of change. Therefore, the main goal of this project is for the individual to find the right housing unit depending on his life and financial status, to be able to find himself and his needs, from a small house to live or invest, and up to a luxurious apartment with large spaces. The project respects the man and the use of his free time with himself, with parents, with children, with friends, in an environment with green and recreational spaces, in a microclimate with clean air, with sunlight, away from smoke, noise and cars, so that he can spend an hour or a few hours, a day or a few days, nicely and differently and very close to home.